What's going on, Flicks Talkers? Welcome back to another movie review, this time for the wild ride, no pun intended, Spree. It did come out August 14th, 2020. It is not rated and it has a runtime of 1 hour and 33 minutes. Thirsty for a following, Kurt Kunkle is a rideshare driver who has figured out a deadly plan to go viral. Alright guys, now before I get into my review, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe and bell notification to always get notified about content like this. And if you guys are a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much. I hope you do enjoy this review. And if you guys do at the end of the video, consider giving me a thumbs up and make sure you guys are leaving comments down below. Are you going to check out Spree this weekend, or are you guys going to wait a little later or not see it at all based on my review? So please let me know in the comments below, guys. It is actually streaming right now, available to rent and to own on Amazon. And also a disclaimer, guys, before you get into possibly watching this movie, just know that it does contain some subject material that is true to real life, an actual real life event that did happen here in California. I'm not saying that the film is based on those actual events that did happen, guys, but it is very, very similar in the same vein as far as the vlogging style, as far as the incel characteristics that this person does have. So just be wary when you guys are going in this, that you may be disturbed about some of the subject nature that is going on in this film. Let me go over the cast of Spree. All right, guys, so I think most of us know Joe Keery from Stranger Things. He does play Steve Harrington, and he was the main star of this rideshare type of film, something that is documented, you know, through the social media of the phone and just clips that were edited later. So this could be categorized as like a found footage type of film. It's not completely live, as in my recent review for Host, which was a Shudder original, so make sure you guys check that one. That one was completely supposed to be in real time as far as being recorded on a laptop and using the app Zoom. This one is using, you know, a parody type of apps for Instagram Live, as well as an Uber and Lyft. They're calling it Spree, as well as a rideshare called GoGo, which I thought was very, very cool because they didn't use those exact, you know, names of Lyft and Uber, but it was something very similar where you got the effects of, okay, that's a rideshare, I know. So Joe Keery's character in this as Kurt Kunkle. All right, so we get our introduction before we get our title card of Spree, guys, kind of leading up to his madness, so to speak. And it's very, very personal because I am someone who is a content creator. I've been doing this for a couple of years on YouTube and I absolutely love it. But I would be lying to you guys, and we were talking about this earlier in the podcast, is that the numbers game can be a headache. You know, you want to put out as best content as you can, but the numbers are always, you know, a thing that are in the back of your mind. You know, some get larger hits than others, and then you start asking yourself, why? Is it because of me? Is it because of the content I'm putting out? Do people think I'm boring and uninteresting? And all these questions start flying around, especially a younger generation, you know, which we get to see in the actual film. You know, he does have a, you know, someone close to him that that he talks about. He babysat. Now the little kid is like a gaming legend online, and he's getting all kinds of views. So that type of character is portrayed, you know, a gamer, you know, in the film, which I really did enjoy seeing. It makes it more relatable to life nowadays, especially content creators. So he's wondering what he can do to up his view counts. It talks about how he's been on social media for 10 years and he hasn't even reached double digits or triple digits for views. So he's someone that is always constantly chasing that viral sensation, right? He wants to be there. He wants to be seen by a million eyes, and he's going to do whatever he can to obtain that. And that's where we get our theme of the movie, Spree. And you know, no pun intended for the name Spree. It was, you know, an amazing play on words because he does go on a killing spree using his rideshare application. And I thought it was beautifully presented, guys. But before I get into my thoughts on all of that, let's jump to someone else who was, you know, integral to the plot. We have Shashir Zamada as Jessie Adams, and she's someone who you probably recognize from SNL. That's where I recognized her as, you know, she was more of the new cast of SNL, but I think she's one of the newer stars that is very promising. I've never seen her in a movie, so this was my first introduction as far as her being on the big screen. Maybe you guys have checked her previous works out. Let me know in the comments below. But I knew her from SNL, and she's someone that actually plays a comedian in this film as well. So, it was a natural fit. She's kind of traveling using this rideshare app Spree. She kind of is someone that also documents her life constantly, whether it's IG videos, well, in this case, I don't know if it's technically IG, it's probably a parody type of a social media program, but she is someone that's constantly documenting her life. So she's just like Kurt, but in her instance, I believe she is someone that has about 200,000 followers on social media. So anything she posts is going to get views because she already has that audience, whereas Kurt's trying to build that audience. So she does have a huge power play, crashing, so to speak. You get a lot of spurts of different characters that all align with Kurt's character in this spree, this killing spree of one night that does happen. Now, jumping to someone who also was a great supporting actor, he's someone who you kind of see in VOD movies thrown in and out. We all know him from Scream. It is David Arquette. He does play Chris Kunkle, and he is actually the father of Kurt, played by Joe Keery. And he's someone that you kind of just see spurts of. They talk about he's a DJ, so he's an older DJ who is, just kind of living that Hollywood lifestyle, chasing that dream. But he is a deadbeat father, and Kurt wants nothing to do with him, but he also, is kind of forced in the picture along the ride, along with the ride that we go on with them. Now, also another supporting character is Kyle Mooney. He plays the friend of Jessie Adams. He plays Miles. And once again, someone from SNL, from that Lonely Island vein. You've seen him in a lot of those projects as well, digital shorts and whatnot. And he plays someone who just is, the friend that's always like trying to hook up with her, and just kind of like I think he might play a comedian / manager, someone that owes her money all the time. So he kind of just plays who he is, we get to see a small cameo from him. But that's pretty much the supporting cast that we get besides Joe Keery's character of Kurt. Now, jumping to the actual plot of this film, guys, it is a rideshare killing spree. And besides all of that, I think the underlying issue is the part that got me the most and made me really invest into this film of a kid chasing his dreams, a young 20-something kid chasing his dreams of wanting to become Insta famous. And it's really sad because the whole time watching this, I was looking deep into his eyes, and Joe Keery was really invested in this role as someone who was, quote unquote, an incel, someone that was a psychopath to the 10th degree of doing whatever it takes, once again, to get these views, to get these followers, whether that means betraying his friends, betraying his family, killing people randomly, all on camera. So we get to see this being documented on GoPros, on his phone, on other people's phones, or webcams, or different, clips being kind of spliced, intertwined. And once again, this is kind of like a found footage because a lot of it is edited. It's not really in real time. It's all kind of just added in. Towards the end of the movie, we get to see that, how it leaves off. And I actually really enjoyed the way it was presented. Now, as far as the subject material, like I said, it is very, very dark nature stuff. And, I live here in California, born and raised. And there was an incident that happened where it was a similar case. And I won't mention the kid because I don't want to give him credit whatsoever. But he did do a lot of documentations in the exact same style of this. Maybe not in a rideshare like live, killing spree, but it was very, very similar, and it was scary. It was very eerie, scary. And I think maybe possibly the director of Eugene, I can't pronounce the name, so I'm going to put it up here. I don't want to disrespect anybody. This is his first kind of picture, I guess, with some big stars in it, I will just say. And this is the first works that I've seen from him. Possibly gotten some inspiration from that true life event that did happen years ago. But it's very interesting tackling the subject nature and making it something that is very edgy, yet you don't know who to root for. I mean, you can't root for someone like this, like Joe's character, right, of Kurt, because he is a maniac, and once again, he is doing things for the wrong reasons. But once again, we're living in a world where this is the norm. I think they even talk about it on the film. He says, if you're not documenting your life, what the hell are you living for? You have no one to show it to. And they do a good job of setting that up once again in the beginning, how he talks about how he does feel alone. And it's, I really wish they would have dived deeper into the depression aspect. We get to see some of that at the end of the film. But man, this is just a sad, wild ride. I will say that. And it was something that I have never seen before on cinema. So I guess I'm going to give my final ratings and thoughts on this a score of 4 out of 5, saying I definitely enjoyed what I watched as far as, you know, the creativity factor of it. Obviously, this is dark natured stuff, and I hope no one ever sinks to a level that, you know, Kunkle did sink to, you know, by the end of this movie when you guys watch it, if you guys do decide to watch it. But damn, it really raises some questions about, you know, anxiety, depression, especially those that are really chasing that social media dream. All right, guys, do you plan to see Spree this weekend? Or are you guys going to hold off on it? Or are you guys going to pass up on it completely? Let me know, please, in the comments below. And if you guys did appreciate my review, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up as well as hitting that subscribe and bell notification to get notified about more content like this. Till next time, guys, I'm gone. Peace.